Okay, in this third session, we are modeling a multi-VDU VNF. It's basically a descriptor that Abu Bakr explained before, but more complex, okay? So, if before we did command by command, writing all the commands, in this case we are going to use the VNF composer. I think it's graphically, I think it's other way to create a VNF descriptor and a network service descriptor, okay? So here we have the diagram of the network service. As you can see, we are use two VNF. In this case are the same VNF, duplicate, okay? And this VNF we are going to connect to two networks. One network is management net and the other network is data net. How we explained before, the management net we are going to associate to OSNX. In this case, is in a network that is existing in OpenStack. And the other, because we want, in this scenario, we want to manage this network, okay? And the other is data net that we are going to create in the network service. Clear the scenario more or less of the network service? Okay. The internal interfaces are in the VNF. I don't know if I understand your question. You can create a lot of VNF, and you can associate in the network service. No. It is only the picture. First, we design the VNF and then the network service. This is only for understand the picture. We are going to create first the VNF and then the network service.
You can modify your NSD, add more VNFs that you have already created. You have already in your catalog the VNF descriptors. So you just modify the network service descriptor to add all the VNFs you need. So you can do that.
Yeah, but it depends, because if you have an instance that is using this network service descriptor, you cannot modify.
No, but those are different things. You can modify the descriptor, but you cannot modify running network services.
Yes.
If you have a running network service, if you want to add another VNF, you need to do it instantiating a new network service descriptor. Yeah, right now that's the web. Yeah.
Yes.
You can do some changes in the VNF, but configuration changes. Those changes related to the beam needs to be modeled in the VNF descriptor. So if it's a change like you said, you need more CPUs, you will need to also reinstantiate. You need to do the change in the descriptor and instantiate again. If there are some configuration changes, that's something that your channels can do. But that's a different topic, I think, that you are, that's the things that you are asking. want to change the size, you need to...
Restart it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's okay. So continue with the VNF diagram. In this case, in this VNF diagram, we are going to use 2 VDUs. Okay, and that VDUs is connected internally. Okay, for this reason, we are going to use the internal connection point and show you the internal connection point, and we create a virtual link internal. Okay. And also, this VNF, each VNF have 2 interfaces. This is the one is an internal interface, and the other is an external interface that we are going to use an external connection point. Okay, this external connection point they were going to associate in the network service, and in the previous session we did. Okay, this is the final diagram that you are going to see, because if you use 2 VNF and each VNF have 2 VDUs, totally we will have 4 virtual machines. Okay. Okay, it's important that the scenario is clear for create after. Okay. So let's go. We're going to use the composer. Okay. In the user interface, we're going to use the composer. And first of all, we are going to create the VNF. So let's go to OSM. I'm going to delete firstly my descriptor and create again. Okay, inside the VNF package, we are going to compose first a new VNF. The name that you want, multi-VDU, VNFD, for instance. And here you can see the element that you select is only drag and drop, okay? And then we have to join this element. I think this with the shift and left click, we can join we can link the elements. So move on. First of all, we have to create 2 VDUs for the scenario. Okay, we have the first VDU. We are going to give a name. Okay. The first VDU in this case we will be the management VN. The image we are going to use is a Theros, in this case Theros T034. Okay, and the ID we can use the name of the same of the name. And we can save. And then we are going to create the second VDU. In this case, it is data VM. Just drag and drop. Okay. Don't forget to select the video. Okay, for modify. Change the image to and save. Okay, so we have a few videos. Now we have to add the flavor. So in this case, we have to edit the descriptor. And we are going to text view this want to see. And here we can see the descriptor that we have created right now. Yes? So we continue with the doubts. Okay, and now we have to add the flavor. I copy, if you want, the flavor we are going to use in the path. Very slow. Okay. Okay, copying the path, the flavor that we are going to use in this case, okay? So please copy this and modify the descriptor in the flavor field. So in this case, we have here the first VM flavor, and we have to copy and paste. And then with the other VDU, the same process, okay? Okay, other people have cited the flavor? Yes? The flavor? Or the scenario? Yes, it's the same YAML file but with more components. Okay, yeah, the YAML file is always the same now. You can add or delete the component that you want to use. They are using the same information model, is your question. Count one means that they use one VDU. In this case, more easy. If we put 2, they create 2 VDUs. This VDU will create 2 times. It's the name of VDU that you can use. No, but are different VDUs in this case. If you want to create 2 similar VDUs, you can put here number 2. But in this case, we are different because one is a management VM and the other is a data VM. If you want that 2 are similar VDU, you can use count number 2. It's okay?
Is there any limit, practical limit, number of VDUs under the same?
¿Qué si hay limitaciones de qué VDUs? ¿Cuántas limitaciones? I don't know. I think it depends on the resources of your VM and the resources of your stack. I think.
Will depend on your VM.
Yeah.
Will depend on your VM.
Okay, we have added the flavor, so please update for save the data, and then go again to the show the graph. We have 2 VDUs, and then we are going to create the connection point, the external connection point associated to each VDU. So select the connection point, and again, drag and drop. Select the connection point, type report, and we are going to do give a name to this connection point, okay? In this case, is the connection point associated to the management VM, so we are going to call it VNF NGNT. Okay, and then the other connection point, drag and drop. don't worry about the picture, it's alive. So in this case, we're going to call VNF data. So now we are going to associate the VDU to the connection point with shift and left click is associated, okay? With the button shift and left click. First select the VDU, left click and shift, and select the connection point. Is okay or not? Yes, yes. Shift button and left click. First select the VDU, left click, set button, and then select the connection point. And they link. It's okay? Yeah, it's alive. This picture is complicated to see. So now we have, I show you the picture. We have created this and this, and the VNF data the same. Now we have to create it, the virtual link, the internal virtual link with the internal connection point. Okay? So let's go. Drag and drop the internal virtual link. We're going to call internal in this case. And save. Always save, okay? It's okay for all the people? Yes? Okay, and the same process that we connect the VDU with the connection point, we have to connect the VDU with the internal virtual link, okay? And with this, we will create an internal connection point. So the same process. And we can modify the name that you want in the descriptor. Okay, we can edit the descriptor and change the name. Create the two internal connection point. Try to do a beautiful picture of this because if not, it's difficult to see. And then we can edit the name of the internal connection point, know what connection point we are using, we are associated with VDU. So we're going to edit the descriptor. The first, in this case that we are created, is ngNTVM internal. We have to change all the NTV in internal.
This is optional.
Yes, you can. Yes.
You can leave it as it is, if it's easy for you, if it's easier. This is just when you check the descriptor, you will know better what is it, which the connection point, but this is not mandatory.
Yes, I'm doing just for clarify the scenario, and the names are the same than in the previous picture. Okay. Okay, the last thing that we have to do in the VNF descriptor is associate a connection point to the management interface, as we did in the previous session. Okay, so in this case we are going to use the connection point of the VNF NGNT. Yes, for this time you are using this connection point, because in the descriptor, in the picture, we can that this connection point, we are the management, we are associated to the management VMs. Okay. So it's okay. This, the management interfaces.
The management interface is a mandatory. It's mandatory here in OSM. So you need to define which will be your managed interface connection point. So in this case, we are going to use the connection point created for the management VDU. Okay, so this DCP is the name of the connection point of the management VDU.
Okay, here we have our VNF descriptor of multi-VDU example. As you can see, we have created this picture. Okay. So let's move on to create the network service descriptor. And we have to create a network service descriptor with the same VDU 2 times and connected to the management net and the data net networks. Okay. So go to NS packages, and then compose a new network service. Package name, multi-VDU NSD. And then the same method, you have to drag and drop the VNFD and then associate it with the external virtual link, okay, that we are going to associate to the external connection point. So, select the VNF, that this VNF is firstly was created.
In this OSM, we have created just one VNF descriptor. So this is why here we have just one. If we have created more VNFDs, that was the user case, you will see here all your VNFs created in your OSM. Okay. Here you will see, let's say, all the VNFs you have already uploaded to OSM.
For this reason, you cannot create firstly the network service. Okay, you need to create the VNF and then associate it the VNF for created the network service. Okay, continue. The name in this case, multi. Okay, no. Okay, it's okay. We have to create two VNFs. Okay, and then we are going to create the virtual links between the VNFs. Firstly, this is the virtual link that we are going to connect the management network. Okay, so in this case we are going to call it ngntnet. Here we have to select true because he will be the management network. And then here we have to put the VIN network name. This is in this case, this network is the management, so we are going to associate to an existing network in OpenStack. So the previous descriptor, in this case, is OSM Ext. Okay, and the ID is the same as the name.
The VIN network name is also an optional parameter. So this is, you will use it when you want this network to use an existing network in the VIN. So you need to identify it, but just in that case. And this also can be done at in instantiation time. You don't need to define it in the descriptor. Also, that should be the usual way to do it at instantiation time, because if you use this descriptor with different VINs, probably the name of your management network will be different. So this is better to do it at instantiation time than here in the descriptor. Okay.
Yes. Oh, thank you. Then we are going to create the second virtual link. In this case, it's for the datanet. We call it datanet. This case is not the management network, so false. We have to delete the VIN network name and the ID datanet. Sorry? In this case? Yeah, it's empty because we cannot associate this network to this bin.
In this case, this network, we are going to leave the VIM to create a new network. So we are not going to use an existing network of the VIM. So this is why this is empty. And also, if we want to link it, we can do it at this same time, as I said before. The management one, yeah, is OSM-ext.
If you don't fill the bin network name, OSM instantiated bin creates in OpenStack other network. Yes.
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 You should use your
Yeah, it's different. Then we have to link the VNF to virtual links. So we have to join at the same as before with left click and the virtual link. And then we have to insert the connection point name that previously we have added in the VNF descriptor, okay? In this case, is VNF NGNT because we can associate the VNF to the management network, okay? And the same process with the other VNF. This name that we had to create previously in the VNF descriptor because if you don't have create this connection point, you cannot do this step. Okay, this is important. With the same names, if you here put other name, this is an error, okay? And the same with the other virtual link. And here you can see the entire scenario. We go through. If you go through the presentation, you can see here the two VNF and the two virtual link that is associated to the previously connection point created in the VNF. So it's okay for all? Yes? Here? Yeah, it's the connection that you created previously in the VNF descriptor. Yes. Let me save. Okay, 1 second. Yes. YAML descriptor, yes. Is okay. The management interface is a mandatory file. Okay. Yeah, it's okay. Also, go through the last step of the presentation. Is create instantiate the scenario. Okay. So go through network service instances, new network service, a name multi-VDU, add a description, select the network service that has to create it, select the bin account. Your bin account will be OpenStack 1, okay? I changed the, it's only for create. And create this. Yes, this is your issue. Drag into instantiate. Is it deploying? Yes.
Because it's saying something.
Yes. You have to insert the name of the connection point that you created previously.
This one?
No,
This one?
no. It's, in this case, it's VNF data.
Slash
No,
data.
no, sorry. Just
Okay,
okay, data. Yes.
that's it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can check if you go through VNF packages.
Okay, and here?
Yes. And you.
Internal, this is video.
Okay, this is
the
video. Okay.
Yeah, video. I put the name wrongly.
You can see here the two connection points.
Yes.
Is the name that you have to select.
Okay.
VNF data and VNF management.
VNF management. Okay. The next will be like this.
Yes, the VNF, the internal link.
And do I need to change something because I missed something? I need to talking about zeros or something.
Just the image you have to change with zeros.
Where is that?
Yes, here.
Where?
Yeah.
ID?
No, image.
Image, sorry, yes.
Zeros, 0, 0, 3, 4, and you have all this.
So this is correct.
You have other images. Down.
Maybe here, no.
No. Okay, show me the upload. Yes. Yes, and you have down.
Down here, flavor.
Yes, I copy the flavor in the path. I don't know if you have the path.
Yes. Where is that? This?
Yes, yes. But if you can only copy this,
Okay, yes.
it's better because you have the name of the flavor. Okay. Yes.
Is it?
This
This
one.
is 128
Yes.
MB. Okay. My
MB,
bad, it's 2
yeah,
MB.
MB. No, it's a lot.
Okay,
Okay,
storage.
delete. You have two. You have to delete one.
One?
Yes. You have to delete.
The bracket you mean?
Yes.
Okay.
The other bracket. Yes. All is okay. What happens?
And anything else?
Okay.
Anything else?
Yeah. You have to change the other flavor. Not this
The
flavor.
same?
Yeah, the same. This. That's okay.
That's okay?
Yeah.
Everything?
No, I think no, it's okay. You can change the. Oh, sorry.
No problem. No problem.
You can change the name, but it's not mandatory. Okay, it's just for okay. It's okay. It's okay. Let me.
CP?
Yes. That you want.
VNF? VNF?
VNF NGNT, please.
Management?
Yes. You have to select a connection point. Yes.
CP? Yeah. Or we, if we using another, then we use the last example, we can use 01, CP01.
Yes. It's the connection point. Yeah, it depends. The connection point is a name that you created. You here